Hello everyone, this is Meenal Rade. In this lecture, I will going to discuss DC circuits. The content of these lectures are learning objectives, superposition theorem, Thevenin's theorem and numericals based on this. So the learning outcomes of this session are, at the end of this session, learners are able to apply KCL, KVL, superposition and Thevenin's theorem, and also reduce the electrical network using Thevenin's theorem. So let us discuss superposition theorem. The superposition theorem for electrical circuits states that for a linear system, the response, voltage or current in any branch of a bilateral network having more than one independent source equals the algebraic sum of the responses caused by each independent source acting alone, where all the other independent sources are replaced by their internal impedances. So condition for applying the superposition theorem is it should be a linear system. That means the VI characteristics of that circuit must be straight line, or value of the resistance, capacitance or inductance should not be changed with change in voltage and current. So this is the linear circuit. Then bilateral network means this circuit allows to flow current in both directions, means if the direction of current is changes, the property of the circuit or network should not be changed. So it is called as the bilateral network. Third condition is that circuit must have more than one independent source, and the superposition theorem is algebraic sum of responses caused by each independent source acting alone. So we'll discuss in later. Then while solving the superposition theorem, these independent sources are replaced by their internal impedances. So if there is the voltage source, then it should be replaced by a short circuit. That means the internal impedance of ideal voltage source is 0. That means it is a short circuit condition. When there is the current source, then it should be replaced by an open circuit. That means current I is equal to 0 and internal impedance of ideal current source is infinite. That means it is an open circuit. So let us see, this is the example. So how you have to solve? So in that there is the two voltage source. So first step, make one source active and make another source is inactive. So in that we will first active this 10 volt battery voltage source, and we will inactive this by a short circuit. So when 10 volt battery is acting, then we have to find out the current. Let us see, we have to find out the current by using superposition theorem through this 5 kilo ohm. So when 10 volt battery is acting alone, then we have to find out the current through this 5 kilo ohm due to this 10 volt battery. Then secondly, we have to inactive this 10 volt and we have to active this 5 volt. Again here we have to short circuit as it is a voltage source. Then we have to find out a whole current through 5 kilo ohm due to this 5 volt battery. So now we have two currents due to 10 volt battery and due to 5 volt battery. The sum of this current is the total response of that 5 kilo ohm resistance, and this is the superposition theorem. And this current we can find out using different methods, KVL, KCL. Then let us discuss Thevenin's theorem. Any combination of again linear bilateral circuit elements, active sources, regardless of a connection or complexity, connected to a given load RL may be replaced by a simple two-terminal network consisting of a single voltage source of VTH holds and a single resistance RTH in series with the voltage source across the two terminals of the load RL, where this voltage VTH is the open circuit voltage measured at the two terminals of the interest with load resistance RL removed, and this voltage is called as the Thevenin's equivalent voltage. So in simple, if you have any complex network and you have to find out a current through a particular branch of that network, then it is very much complicated. So any complicated network can be replaced by a simple two-terminal network having a voltage source VTH and a resistance equivalent resistance RTH in series with that voltage source. Such a network is called as the Thevenin's network or Thevenin, and by using such a procedure is called as the Thevenin's theorem. So we'll see step by step how these Thevenin's theorems can be solved. So first step, remove the branch resistance through which current is to be calculated. Means if you have a particular network and in that network you have to find out a current through a particular branch. So first step is remove that branch of resistance. Second step is calculate the voltage across the open circuited terminal by using any of the network simplification techniques, and this is called as the VTH. In that you have to calculate the voltage across that points which you have removed earlier, and this voltage is called as the VTH. Third step, you have to find out the RTH, equivalent resistance. Calculate RTH as viewed through the two terminals of the branch from which current is to be calculated by removing that branch resistance and replacing all independent sources by their internal resistances. So in that, where you remove that resistance branch, you have to calculate only at the 2 points RTH. While calculating RTH, replace all independent sources which are present in that network by its internal resistance. That means if you have a voltage source, then replace it by short circuit, and if you have current source, then you have to replace by open circuit. Then fourth step is draw the equivalent circuit showing VTH and in series with RTH. So in earlier steps you calculated VTH and RTH. Then in fourth step, connect the branch of interest, that means you have removed earlier, connect that branch. And fifth step, you can calculate the current through that by using the formula of VTH upon RTH plus RL. So in this way, by reduction technique of this Thevenin's theorem, you can simplify any complex network by using this Thevenin's theorem. Then let us solve some problems. Firstly, I will solve problems of KVL, KCL, and after that superposition and Thevenin's. So find current through 4 ohm resistance using KVL. So see, this is the network given and you have to find out the current through that 4 ohm resistance by simply using a KVL. So let us see, this is the first loop having the current I1. This is the second loop having the current I2. So apply KVL in loop 1. So it means it is 5I1 plus 4I1 minus I2 plus 2I1 is equal to 10 volt. By simplifying this, we will get the 11I1 minus 4I2 is equal to 10. Similarly, apply KVL in loop 2. So in that, this is 2I2, then 4I2 minus I1, then 2I2, and in right hand side there must be a source, that is minus 15 volt and minus 20 volt. So by rearranging this, you will get minus 4I1 plus 8I2 is equal to minus 35. So we have two equations, equation 1 and equation 2. By simultaneously solving these two equations, we will get I1 and I2. So current through 4 ohm resistance, if we see this equation, so current through 4 ohm resistance is I1 minus I2. So I is equal to I1 minus I2 is the current flowing through that 4 ohm resistance, and by putting the values of I1 and I2, you will get 3.958. Next is the find current through 10 ohm and 2 ohm resistance using KVL. So this is the network which having 3 loops, loop 1, loop 2, loop 3, having the currents I1, I2, I3 respectively. So in that, we have to apply KVL for each loop. So first, applying KVL to loop 1, we will get 5. So in through that 5 ohm, current flowing through is I1 and I3. So that means 5 I1 minus I3 plus here again 2 currents are flowing, that is I1 and I2. So it is 2 into I1 minus I2 plus 5 I1 and is equal to 10 volt. So by rearranging, we will get 12 I1 minus 2 I2 minus 5 I3 is equal to 10. Then applying KVL in loop 2 here. So again in that 5 ohm, current will flow to I2 and I3. So 5 I2 minus I3 plus 2 again I2 minus I1 plus 5 I2 is equal to minus 20. You can take any direction and according to that you have to give the signs. So by rearranging this, we will get minus 2 I1 plus 12 I2 minus 5 I3 is equal to minus 20. Applying KVL in loop 3, there is no voltage source. That means right hand side is 0. So only left hand side is, here 5 ohm is 5 into I3 minus I1 plus 3 I3 plus 10 I3 plus 3 I3 and plus 5 I2 minus I3 minus I2. So by rearranging, it is minus 5 I1 minus 5 I2 plus 26 I3 is equal to 0. And by solving these three simultaneous equation, we will get I1, I2 and I3. Now we have to find out the current through 10 ohm resistance. So 10 ohm resistance is in that loop 3. So current flowing through that resistance is only I3. That means minus 0.2381 current will flow through that 10 ohm and 2 ohm. So where is the 2? Okay, this is the 2 ohm. So I1 minus I2 will get the current through 2 ohm resistance, and it is 2.1429 ampere. Then use superposition theorem to determine current through 1 ohm resistance. Okay, current through 1 ohm resistance. So in that, first step is what? We have to active one source and inactive another source. So in first step, considering source 6A acting alone and 12 volt is short circuited, applying KVL in loop of I ampere. So we have to apply the KVL to this loop, so we can find out the current I. So it is a 5 I1, sorry 5 I, then 1 I, and then 3 I. So in that case, here 5 I1 minus 6, this is the direct current which can flow through that 5 ohm resistance, plus 1 I. So see here, if any resistance are parallel with a short circuit, then the current flowing through that resistance is 0. So that's why this is neglected, and the only current flows is 6I minus 30 is equal to 0, and from that we can calculate I is equal to 5 ampere. So current through 1 ohm resistance due to 6 ampere is acting alone is, let us see, I dash is equal to 5 ampere. Now consider a source of 12 volt acting alone, and now as it is a current source, we have to open this. So only circuit is this and this, that is having a 2 loops. So we have to apply KVL to that loops. In that, 3I1 is equal to 12 volt, and in this there is no voltage source, so it is 1 I2 plus 5 I2 plus 3 I2 minus I1. So these are the equations of loop 1 and loop 2. By solving this simultaneous equation of 3I1 minus 3I2 is equal to 12 and minus 3I1 plus 9I2 is equal to 0, we will get I1 and I2. So the current which will flow through 1 ohm is I2. That means consider this I2 is I2 dash is 2 ampere. Now due to this 12 volt, current will flow in this direction, and due to this 6 ampere current will flow through this direction. So it means it is positive. That means algebraic sum of that I1 I dash plus I double dash. So it is 5 plus, but it is already a negative. So it is minus 2 is equal to 3 ampere. So this is all about the superposition theorem. Then let us discuss use of Thevenin's theorem to determine the current through 10 ohm resistance. So first we have to find out, first step is remove the load resistance. So we have to find out current through 10 ohm. So remove this 10 ohm. Then find out the VTH at that point where you can remove the 10 ohm resistance. So by applying the KVL to these two loops, it is 5I1 minus 3I1 minus I2 is equal to 10. So you will get minus 3I1 plus 11I2 is equal to 0. I think here there is a one mistake. You have to consider here minus 3 I2 minus I1. So final equation is minus 3 I1 plus 11 I2. These are the two equations. So solving above these equations, we will get I1 is equal to I2. Sorry, I1 is 2.391 and I2 is 0.652 ampere. So this is And Thevenin's equivalent voltage across this point is, what will be the voltage drop across this 6 ohm? This will be the Thevenin's voltage. So that means 6 I2. So 6 into I2 is 3.912 volt. So we will get VTH. Then to find out RTH, we have to replace source with its internal resistance. So source is here, it's 10 volt. We have to short circuit this 10 volt. After that, we have to find out the equivalent resistance. So in that, this 5 and 3 are in parallel, and combination of this parallel is in with series with 2. So that means you will get 3.875. Now this 3.875 is parallel with 6. So you will get 2.354. So now you calculated VTH, RTH. Then in next step, join that removed branch. So this removed branch is 10 ohm. So by using the formula of IL is equal to VTH upon RTH plus RL, you will get IL. So this is a simple Thevenin's theorem. Thank you.